Welcome to That Will Never Work podcast. This is your coach, Latoya, and you are listening to Women Empowerment Wednesday. So today I want to talk about being grateful. And as far as anything in this world, I have a sign in my room that says start each day with a grateful heart. There was a situation that happened with me years ago. I had lost my job. And I was devastated. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And at this time, I'm a single mom. And I'm like, I got to figure this out. And I got a job. And when I tell y'all, I took a $400 pay cut. Because as far as I was concerned, something was better than nothing. I still needed to be able to eat and feed my son. So I was going to this job, and when I tell you, I was just miserable at this job because, number one, the pay. Number two, the work that I was doing was basically that for someone who was right out of high school. And by this time, it has been about 8 years since I graduated high school. Like, come on. And I'm looking around at the coworkers that I had, and I'm like, this is beneath me, but I'm here. So I'm ungrateful, and just, you see it all over my face. It was in my spirit. I was just so unhappy. And then I went to a Bible study. I said, well, let me get out of my funk, because that's exactly what I was in. I was in such a funk because of my whole situation. And not to mention, I was in the middle of a divorce. Like, everything that could go wrong was just going wrong. And I was just in such a bad space. So I went to Bible study to say, well, let me focus on something else. Let me see if I can get my spirit right and figure this out. And the lesson that was taught was this. And then also, let me backtrack a little bit. I started noticing the people around me were getting new jobs, and they were better jobs. And I'm like, well, how come I can't get a better job? What's going on? And I was still applying and looking for work, and I was sending my resume everywhere and getting phone calls. But the jobs that were calling me back is equivalent to what I already had. I'm not about to go somewhere else and I'm making the same amount of money in the same space. I'd rather just stay here. So when I went to this Bible study, and I just have all this on my heart, and I'm just like, all right, well, somebody got to tell me something, because this is not working for me. And I'm watching people move on to better jobs, and I can't seem to get there. And his sermon said, you ever notice people all around you are just getting blessings and you're not? And my ears perked up and my head sat up a little higher in my seat. I said, okay, you talking to me for sure. I was meant to come to this sermon today. Yeah, okay. And I'm ready. And I got my pen and paper. I'm about to learn something right now. And he said, and then you're sitting there wondering why you're not getting your blessing. Where's your blessing? Where's your new job? Where's your blessings coming from? I'm like, yeah, come on, preacher man. And he said, number one, you don't know what the other people have to carry. He says, so for instance, it's like this. It's like watching an airport runway. Those little planes, they don't need such a long runway. They need a shorter runway because the plane isn't as big to take off and go. But the reason why your plane ain't take off and go, you still sitting on the runway, because you need a longer runway. Your plane is bigger. You got a bigger load to carry. So while you looking at all them little planes going, their load isn't as big. Your load is bigger to carry, so you need the longer time to wait. Let them go on out the way so that you can have your free runway to take off. You got to take this long run and take off. He said, but before that can happen, you need to be grateful and appreciative of what you have now before you can be blessed with anything more. So if you don't appreciate what you have, how can you expect to have more? You have to learn and appreciate what you do have, where you're at, Find the blessing in that. And once you find that you're appreciative and happy for that, watch your next blessing come. In the meantime, while you're walking around angry and upset, nothing else is going to come to you. Because it's like you're saying that everything is wrong. Well, you want to keep getting wrong to come to you, because that's what you're talking about. This is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. Okay, well, let's watch some more wrong happen. But when you talk about what you're happy for and appreciative for, then more things will start to come your way. I said, And think about it. When you have to keep asking somebody for something, and you keep going to that one person asking for some money, asking for a couple dollars, but then you don't appreciate the couple dollars that they give you, and then you get an attitude and you want them to give you some more money. Hold up, wait a minute. Didn't you just ask me for a few dollars and I gave it to you? Well, yeah, you need to give me more. Who you talking to? Hold up. Not about to give you anything more. You didn't appreciate the few dollars I gave you, regardless of the fact that if I have more, I'm not going to give you more until you appreciate the little bit that I gave. And I had to sit back and look at that situation and say, wow, so right. If I'm going to ask someone for anything, I need to appreciate what I have. And by being appreciative and happy for what I have, then more will come. So that's what made me shift my mindset. And I believe what I was just talking about, I kind of flipped the script a little bit when I was acting like I was the giver also. And also asking the person too. Because it goes both ways. That's why I did it that way. So if anybody has to ask me for anything, you don't appreciate what I give you, I'm not giving you any more. So I had to also understand it goes both ways. So now I went home and I got myself ready for work the next day. And a side note, I remember a coworker I had at a different job, and whenever things would make her mad, she would just say, I love my job. Yes, I do. And that's where that came from. So that she could still be blessed with the job. So I had shifted everything. When I tell you I shifted everything, I shifted how I made sure my hair was done really pretty. Not just enough to be neat to get to this job that I couldn't stand, because that's the attitude I had. No, I said I'm going to be pretty. I'm going to be cute. I'm going to put some effort into it. And I'm going to go to this job and I'm going to appreciate it. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to find out how to love this job and what lesson I'm supposed to learn. And I kid you not, 30 days later, I had a new job. Within 2 weeks, I had an interview. I got the job and I started 2 weeks later. So within 1 month, I had a new job. Just because I shifted and changed my attitude, I became grateful. And I'm going to say the same thing with anything else new that you want. You become grateful for where you already are. You become grateful for what you have now so that you can be blessed with more. Let's try it. See if it works for you. So your homework, if you choose to accept it, is for anything that's making you a little annoyed, what are you grateful for about that situation? And then find out what it is and shift your attitude, become grateful, and then watch it change. And watch the blessing unfurl. So whether it's a relationship, you're grateful that you become a better person because of it. You're grateful that you learned how not to be. And then rise above it. Change your vibration. Change how you feel. And when you become more grateful about whatever the test that you're in, the blessings will start to come. So the mantra for this week is, I'm going to start today with a grateful heart. I'm going to start today with a grateful heart. I am going to start today with a grateful heart. So I hope you will like, share, comment, subscribe. If you need to reach me, I can be reached at coachingbyLatoya@gmail.com. Also on Facebook, Coaching by Latoya, and on Instagram, Life Coach Latoya. Have a great week, and until next Wednesday.